Chris Fafalios, so good to talk to you. Been a very long time since probably your podcast like 3 years ago. How you doing?
I'm great. I'm sitting in my office next to a piano.
You got your Pittsburgh Pirates hat. Are they still in first place?
They just got their 60th win today, but unfortunately, the best team in all of Major League Baseball is also in their division, the Cincinnati Reds, who are playing right now, and I'm not sure if they're winning or losing, but they're a couple games ahead of the Pirates, but they're about to have a series together real soon, and I think the Pirates are going to get the best of them.
You know what the funny thing is about like what we just talked about? I was actually going to ask you to like not have a shelf life and not have any topical conversation because I didn't know when I was going to release this, but I like have to release it tomorrow now. So,
well, speaking of shelf life, speaking of shelves and shelf lives, I don't know if I could tilt it this way, but we both have a copy of Apples to Apples. On the
that is tremendous. Yes,
it's been sitting up on that shelf there. Right under Scattergories and the Sopranos trivia game.
It was like
and I've never played it, but
oh, you should play it. It's a no holds barred like anarchy type game. It's definitely a good time. Actually, our conversation really should just be apples to apples.
I think you need more than two people because I think that's why I've never played it. But a great game for two people is Scattergories, which I have back there. I don't know if you've ever played Scattergories.
I have played Scattergories, and if the letter is ever B and your category is restaurants, go with Bob's Big Boy. That's a good one. That's 3 points. Now, one time I played, and the category was heroes, and the letter was H, and I put Tim the Toolman Taylor. And now, would you accept that as an answer for heroes? Tim the Toolman Taylor.
You mean the letter was T?
Yeah.
You said the letter was H.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because I would have said Hulk Hogan or something like that. But T, yeah, you get 4.
Tim Toolman, that's 3.
Yeah, that's creative.
But
that's the whole point of the game.
The argument was that he was a dud and not a hero. But if you look up the word hero on like dictionary.com or whatever, it's the male lead in a satire, and is Tim the Toolman Taylor not the male lead in the satire?
I wish you would have went with Tom the Toolbag Taylor. That would have. I don't know. You don't know who that is, I guess.
I don't. It's inside joke, I guess. So
anyway, go ahead.
All right. Well. Anyway, glad to have you on. You're one of my first guests on this new blog here, where I catch up with all my old band friends and see how everything's going.
What's the blog called?
It's called JoeyRitter.com.
Oh.
Very, very easy to remember. It's just going to be video interviews and like old music videos, and there's really no format just yet. I'm just kind of riffing and going with what we have. But
love to riff.
Yes. So you just completed the big 15-year anniversary weekend. A lot of emotion probably for those shows. You've toured the world. You've played with a lot of national acts. You've been on national TV. You've released a plethora of great albums. So all of that said, tell me the most annoying thing about Steve Sabosley.
Annoying. Let me think. Put me on the spot with this.
We will accept answers like he puts too much mayonnaise on, cheeseburgers or something.
I could probably think of a real good one. Let me think.
Most annoying thing about Steve Sabosley.
I don't know. I guess
15 years you've been in a van with this guy.
The thing is, there must not be that many annoying things about him, or else I wouldn't have been able to be in a band with him for 15 years straight. I hope he would feel the same way about me.
But that's what bugs me, because you guys always seem like you're so nice to each other, but it's just impossible for two grown males to not be annoyed at each other for something at some point.
We get along pretty well, man.
Nothing. So your answer is 0 annoying things about Steve Sabosley.
That's such a boring answer. Maybe something will pop into my mind.
All right.
Here. I don't know, man.
Think about that one, because I don't believe you. I feel like you have something right here, and you're like, I shouldn't say it.
I wish I did.
All right.
Yeah, I'll think about that one.
So in 15 years, you guys started in 99 or 98, right? I should, you know.
97, actually.
97.
July 11th, 1997.
I can subtract 15 from 12 and get 97, but, you know, I had it in my head 98. Anyway, so in that time period, fans have the ability in 2012 to stand there with cell phones and record videos and take pictures. And my question to you is this a good thing?
Heck yeah. I think it's cool because, you know, we're guilty of wondering if we played good and then going on YouTube and searching Punchline in Philadelphia from last night and trying to see if we played well. I think that's cool. I think it's cool having pictures documenting your life. I'm into it. I'm into pictures and videos. Some people aren't. I'm all about it, and I'm glad that every step along the way. You know, back in 1997, we probably had disposable cameras we got developed at Walmart, and now we can take pretty high quality videos on our phones that we carry around with us all the time. But I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, I know who I'm talking to here, and I know, you know, asking you if technology of videos is a bad thing. I know you're not.
Didn't you see my? I've been waiting for you to talk about my. You haven't seen it yet?
Yeah. How much did you pay for that thing?
It's not even doing anything. I just wanted to wear it because it looked cool.
But it's
I love technology.
So you're not even using that microphone.
Well, I'm going to pretend to use this one now. This is a cool piece of technology. You should get one of these. You know what this is?
That's like a $1,500 mic right there. What is that?
It's called a Yeti mic. It's real cool to use in programs on your computer to record with it. It looks like R2-D2.
It sure does.
But it was like $100.
Yeah, it looks like one of those like high quality like recording studio mics. But I guess you can just make
it. So much technology right here. I'm gonna wear these ones for a while.
All right. So you're, you know, not to sound ass kissy, but you actually are a pretty inspirational internet figure. You know, with the whole like video blogs, podcasts, regular blogs. Like I would actually follow you on Twitter if I didn't know you, and that's a huge compliment because I really don't know anybody else I could say that about.
That's pretty nice to say.
Like I get up for work, you know, 9 to 5. It's like a Wednesday morning. I'm like eating Lucky Charms. I'm just scrolling through tweets, and you're like tweeting about VH1 Classic and stuff, and but it's like, you know, I can't think of any examples, but you know what I'm talking about. Is there any internet project that you worked on that never saw the light of day, that maybe like you filmed and you played it back, you're like, you know what, this sucks, I'm going to shelf it?
Actually, I'm sure there's tons, but there's one right now that I've been working on for a while that I kind of just, you know, sometimes editing just gets to be such a project. And especially when you're like waiting for things to render, you know about
yeah, I know all about rendering.
And it really like frustrates me. But back like a couple months ago, I put up a Punchline thing that I was going to make a video for our song "Everything I Wanted," where people sent just like these kind of videos, like what we're recording right now, Skype videos or whatever, of themselves singing the songs.
Uh-huh.
I had a whole lot of people send me the videos, and I'm about like 1/4 of the way done with the video, but the editing it's so time consuming and tedious that I'm starting to worry that I'm just going to keep putting it off and not finish it. But it's going to be so cool if I do finish it, because so many people like put time into it and made really good videos, and I feel like it could be like one of the best Punchline videos ever once it's done. But I got to get myself back on track. That's my biggest thing, because it's been like 4 months now that I've been I don't know. The first couple weeks I was real into it, and now I've kind of not worked on it at all.
You got to be careful what you wish for, because, you know, people sent those videos, and then now you got to do stuff with them. So, and I'm sure people are asking you when they're when it's coming out. So we're both bass players. Actually, I've kind of not given up the bass, but I haven't played the bass in quite a while. Wow, acoustic bass. Perfect. Okay, you know what? Hold on before you play. My question is, if you were to buy a new bass and you were going to Guitar Center or wherever you shop to try new basses out, what is your go-to song?
Go-to song. There's a couple Punchline songs with bass lines I love to play. And I guess the first thing
You play your own band songs, what you're telling me.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if those are the songs I've played the most, and there's a couple like cool bass lines where it makes me sound like I'm way better than I am.
Yeah.
And, like the song "Somewhere in the Dark," which is like a Punchline song from like 5 years ago, has a real one of my favorite bass lines that I get to play. And other than that, other songs. When I pick up a bass, I play the Night Court theme song.
Oh, no.
You know
Is your bass in tune? Can you demonstrate it?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Forget it.
That's just the beginning of that was where it's at. Sounds like you got a little buzz on that bass there, but that was pretty damn good. Good work. So how's the vinyl collection going?
You know what? I go in little spurts with it. If I go to a record store, I don't have like a huge collection, but I'll tell you when I like to listen to records the most of my like maybe 200 record collection, something like that.
Yeah.
So I like to cook when I'm going to cook a meal, which I don't do that often, but I like to, much rather listen to records. And the last time I cooked a meal, I listened to a Hall & Oates record, and I listened to Stevie Wonder's Talking Book record, which is an awesome album. And I just ordered a record yesterday on the Fat Records website. I ordered the new Useless ID record.
Oh wow, okay. Useless ID is always like a name you see, but I'm not familiar with them at all.
Dude, awesome band.
Do myself a favor.
Seriously, you will love them. And also, Steve has a guest vocal on their new album.
Oh, nice.
So, but they're a great band. And I don't know if you heard the news today, the sad news.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't going to bring that up, but it's terrible news, and I know you've toured with No Use for a Name, and we're talking about Tony Sly here. It's horrible news. But the last record I purchased, I actually purchased it for a friend, hoping he had it already so he could give it to me. But it was the Tony Sly, Joey Cape acoustic album, and and I was looking at the tour dates for that, seeing if anything was around, where I live, and I think the closest one was North Jersey, but I wanted to go see the show. I was really considering going to see them now, and then I see the news today. It's horrible. So I mean, what can you tell me about what kind of guy Tony Sly was?
Really, I feel like maybe over these 15 years I've toured with 1,000 different people,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like he was. I said this before this happened, for the coolest, most laid back, nicest guy, and just we toured with them. It was them and I'm the Avalanche and Versus the World, and it was just an entire tour of really cool dudes, and they let me play bass for them on Soulmate at 4 of the shows.
Yeah,
it's really awesome, and that was a band that I liked for a really long time. So it was one of those things where, I felt like a little kid on tour when they were playing. I felt super psyched to see him play, and he was just an awesome dude.
Yeah.
And man, that was super unexpected.
And they still haven't released the cause of death yet, or I mean, when I saw it this afternoon,
I haven't heard it.
Yeah. So I mean, rest in peace, Tony Sly. That's just got awful. And now I don't know how to segue from that, but.
Oh, well.
All right, completely out of left field question. What's the worst punishment you ever received as a child from your parents or teachers?
My parents had a hunting camp in Elk County, Pennsylvania. You know where Elk County is? You're a Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
It's way north.
Is it St. Mary's area or?
Yeah, St. Mary's area by the Kinzu Bridge, which was this gigantic bridge where you'd walk. It's so scary to walk across it, and you spit off of it. And it just goes forever. But anyway, I guess I was being a smart ass in the car, and we were in the middle on this dirt road.
How old are you at this point?
probably 9 or 10, and my dad just stopped the car and said, "Get out." And then I was like, "What?" He's like, "Get out." And I got out in the middle of the woods, the middle of nowhere, and they just drove off.
No.
And until they were like out of eyesight, and then they backed all the way up. That's one thing I can for sure remember real
Wow,
vividly.
that's I've never heard a story like that before. Like,
Yeah.
and that's scary. That's like, L County. Like, yeah, no, wow, that's great answer to that question.
I was pretty good in school. I didn't get into much trouble in school, but at home is a different story, I guess.
Now, as you said before, you've toured with thousands of people, whole bunch of bands. So, it's probably tough to like maybe go out to see a lot of shows from playing shows all the time. But what's one band when they come to Pittsburgh, like no matter what, you're going to see that band?
There's probably, there's any band that I've toured with and remained friends with, I'm definitely going to go see.
Maybe more of a band you don't know, like somebody that would play Heinz Field or something, or.
I go see Death Cab every year when they come to Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Death Cab. I go see Ben Folds every time he comes to Pittsburgh. I know he's not a band.
Yeah, well,
he had a band.
Yeah.
And after I went and saw him this year, I will go see Kanye West every time he comes to Pittsburgh because I thought the Kanye Jay-Z show was the best concert I've ever been to in my life.
Nice.
And other than that, I want to go see Propagandhi. Propagandhi's coming to Pittsburgh.
Do they seem like a band that just plays like 5 shows in California and
they're cool, man. They're coming.
Nice. Yeah, I got into them like recently, like probably their last album. Like that's a band, during the height of the Fat Records Epitaph era. I just never bought any of their CDs.
Wow,
Actually, all the songs on like the Fat Record comps I was good with, but never like owned an album. And then
that's interesting.
Like Let's Talk More Rock. Actually, Let's Talk More Rock has that song. Awesome. That the lyrics are about hockey, where it's like Jesus saves, Gretzky scores.
Yeah,
oh my God!
I knew you'd like that
He's
song.
like, Game 7 of the best of 7 series, like best punk rock lyrics you could possibly write. So
yeah.
So speaking of hockey, besides your freaking 3 Stanley Cups, what's your favorite hockey memory?
Dude, I have so many hockey memories because as a kid, I went to my first game, I think, in 1988 when Mario Lemieux was already playing for the Penguins, but Robbie Brown was playing for the Penguins. This was like Tom Barrasso era. And
they called him Robbie?
Robbie Brown,
Is he Rob Brown, the defenseman? Rob Brown?
No, he was a winger. He had the definition of the hockey haircut.
Okay.
But he was kind of a stud too. He dated Alyssa Milano, but he was the man in 1988. Unfortunately, he wasn't on the Stanley Cup winning team in '91. But I have a lot of memories because I loved hockey. I played hockey. I was a goalie for 8 years, ice hockey, and my memories from the Penguin games were because I had 2 things. My dad would get tickets once in a while, and I also had a friend who had season tickets. And I got to go the second year the Penguins won the Stanley Cup. I went to at least one game of every series, including both home Stanley Cup Finals games.
Wow!
And I was at some pretty historic Penguin games, so that's what kind of really great childhood memories were at Penguin games.
So do you have a soft spot for goalies then, being a former goalie?
Man. Yeah, you can't. I hate hearing people. I mean, I'll be the first one if I feel like a goalie's playing bad, I'll be the first one to say it. But
everybody goes there first.
Could you imagine though? You just get all the blame, and rarely do you get the glory. Like you make a good save, people will clap, but you don't get that celebration when.
It's a very "what have you done for me lately" position, and I played goalie in lacrosse in high school. Never hockey. I played hockey, but I played center. But just from being a lacrosse goalie, and I was pretty I was definitely like a sore loser. like when we lost, I felt like it was my fault, and like, you know, I'd like throw sticks around and stuff after the game was over. Like, as a goalie, you have to learn to shake it off and just like stop the next one, or like that's, you know, and that's such a hard thing to do. Like when you have a good game, I feel like I'm very streaky. Like when I would let one goal in, they'd just all go in. But then when I would make two good saves, like you'd build that momentum, and then you'd have a great game. You know.
Yeah. I played. You know, I played for my high school's team, and we never had a winning season because we played. You know, a lot of the schools, their schools funded the hockey team, but at our school, you had to pay to play, and it was pretty expensive. So you didn't get everyone coming out to play. You kind of got the people that were into hockey, and would do whatever it takes to be able to play. But we were just bad. I mean, I think the best we ever did was like had a season where we were like 5-8.
Yeah.
We got there were some seasons where we got destroyed. But I did have a couple shutouts, and I have a puck.
Oh my god, dude!
Like shutout.
This is so lame. But like my like shelf right here. This is my first goal.
I have one of those things, man.
January 30th, 1994, 3-2 win against Ridley. Now, I didn't get the game-winning goal, but I got the tying goal that made it 2-2.
That's awesome.
So.
Mine was December 21st, 1995, and it was my first ever shutout. We won 3-0 against Trinity.
Wow. Nice.
I have it upstairs in my room
somewhere. It's just weird. Like, I got apples to apples here and my, the puck right here, but I have, like, this is, like, you can't see it, but above, and I can't turn my computer because of the wires, but I have, like, all my sports memorabilia and, like, my, my Rod Brindamore, he was, like, my favorite player, and actually, my wife, every Christmas, I get a hockey jersey, so, like, by the time I'm 65, I'm going to have every team in the NHL, the jersey, so when we took a long drive last weekend, and she went through all 30 NHL teams and asked me, what player from those teams I would want. And this is, it could be a current player or any player. Actually, would you like to play that game? I'll give you 2 teams.
Okay.
Okay. And one's going to be hard. New York Rangers. Both you and I hate that team. But who would you pick from the New York Rangers?
Hold on one second. I think I know. I mean, I know he didn't play for him the whole time. Wait a second. There's a couple guys. I guess Messier.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. That's who I picked.
I mean, he's one of the greatest hockey players ever.
You can't deny Game 6 of I believe it was the year they won the Cup, so it was 94. But he calls Game 6 of like the New Jersey series. We will win tonight's game, and he scores a hat trick. Like that. That's like Babe Ruth calling a shot, modern day, dominance. So
he was part of that Canada Cup team with Mario Lemieux, Wayne Gretzky, Grant Fuhr, Paul Coffey, Ray Bourque. That's the best team of all time.
Absolutely. And then, all right, I'll give you another one. Buffalo Sabres. Who would you pick?
You got to pick Hasek.
Really?
I mean, he was great. He definitely very weird goalie stance, and definitely.
I'll give Hasek to you for. I mean, I went Ryan Miller, just because the whole Team USA thing. But
I'm
not a Ryan Miller fan.
No, I was trying to think. Oh, what about Pat? Oh, maybe that was later in his career. Pat LaFontaine played for the Sabres,
yes,
right?
but I think of him more as an Islander. But yeah, he was he played I think just as many years for the Sabres. But yeah, LaFontaine's a good one. So I think this year, crossing fingers, I'm getting a Joe Sakic Quebec Nordiques jersey.
Nice.
So yeah, and I do have a Pittsburgh Penguins jersey. I do have a Lemieux jersey.
Yeah.
And I wore.
I'm surprised you wouldn't get a Ron Tugnut Quebec.
Ron Tugnut, yeah, because he was the losing goalie in that 6 overtime game, and I can bring that up because it's like, okay, great, yeah, you won that series. I got 3 cups. All right, next subject matter. All right, this is a little segment we're gonna do. It's called "Turn It Off or Turn It Up." Okay.
Okay.
This we'll see how it goes. I'm going to give you 5 songs, and you tell me if you turn it off or turn it up. All right?
Okay.
Black Hole Sun.
I'll turn it off.
Turn it off.
Yeah, man. I just have bad memories of turning on the TV when I'm like 13, 14 years old, and that song is just on every time I turn the TV on. Never was a big fan of that song.
Yeah. Well, this is supposed to be rapid fire, but
Okay.
since we're talking, you know what, we already broke the chain. But Black Hole Sun. No, I don't know. That video was just something else. I mean, with the animation and I don't know. I feel you. Like when it comes on the radio today, I would probably switch it. But back in the day, like I was a big fan of that. All right, second song. Oops, I Did It Again. Britney Spears.
Turn it off.
Turn it off.
Yeah, I
disagree on that one.
not Phil. Maybe there's a couple other Britney songs I would like. Not necessarily that one.
All right. Chop Suey by System of a Down.
Turn it up.
Turn it up.
That's a cool song.
I Believe in a Thing Called Love, Darkness.
Turn it way up.
Way up. And last one is Wooly Bully by Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs.
Turn it up. I guess. I mean, there's some other songs from that time period that turn a little louder, but that's all right.
I heard it last night, and that's why it was on the shuffle as I was changing diapers. Anyway, okay, I have here the book of questions. Now,
Okay.
I'm challenging you to answer one of these questions. There's 200 questions in this book, and some of them are pretty dark. Some, like, would you rather watch, like, your mother murdered or if it meant ending world hunger or something? Like, that's the type of questions that are in this book.
Okay.
So, you accept the challenge?
Sure.
All right. Give me a number between 1 and 200. Can't be 1, can't be 200.
Give me 37, obviously.
Oh, how did I guess that one? Question 37. All right. You sure you want to do this?
Sure.
All right. This is, I don't know if you want video documentation of this answer, but you might need to get creative. Here we go. Question 37. What was your best experience with drugs or alcohol? And your worst experience? I did not write, it's 37, that's the question.
My best experience with drugs or alcohol.
Let's just say alcohol. We don't do drugs, right? Or you could say, I was allergic to a cat and I popped a Claritin.
I had this salad and there were some mushrooms on the salad. And it turned out that they were these ones that made me name a ball Lucille. I thought that I don't know. We'll just go with alcohol.
A tough question. Yeah. All right. We'll accept that.
Best experience. I feel like my worst experience was drinking an alcohol called Camo 16. Have you ever heard of it?
It sounds like a malt liquor or something.
It is. It's a malt liquor in a camouflage can, and I remember drinking that in college at my friend's dorm room in Pitt. Like drinking 2 of them pretty fast, like they went down pretty smooth, and literally thinking I was gonna die.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my god.
Really, just on the floor, room spinning, feeling like I was nailed to the floor. Don't ever drink Camo 16.
No.
It's a horrible.
I can promise you, I don't see myself drinking Camo 16 in the future. So.
Hey, one of my best experiences with alcohol, I think, was actually happened in Allentown.
Oh yeah.
It was my birthday, and I think I don't know how old I was turning, but we were on tour and we had a day off, and it happened to be that on our day off, Less Than Jake and Rozelle were playing a show in Allentown, and it was, I think it was at a college there. I don't know, I forget which college it was at, but and I did my first ever beer bong on Less Than Jake's bus and got real drunk and watched Rozelle, who was incredible. I don't know if you've ever seen Rozelle.
Is that a band or a singer? I guess.
No, Rozelle's the best beatboxer guy in the world. He's actually part of that really awesome all-vocal Bjork album.
Oh, nice.
But he's just incredible. The dude could do, like, He could do a beat with his mouth, do the bass with his throat, and sing over top of it all at the same time. You got to watch some YouTube to realize that. And then obviously Les and Jay played, and I was super drunk, and I had a good time. And
so was it the college that put those two acts together?
Yeah,
or?
Yeah, they wouldn't normally play together.
Huh.
Another one of my worst experiences with alcohol was on a tour with the band Alistair, and we played the Pittsburgh show of that tour, and for some reason I got super, super drunk to the point where I don't remember playing, and I guess while we were playing, I fell down on stage, played all the wrong notes, was kicking my feet up in the air like the alligator thing, just like banging on the bass. I do believe my parents were at that show. And,
see, now why wasn't there anybody getting like a cell phone footage of that?
And that was Sidekick days.
Okay.
No video on the Sidekicks.
Yeah, but somebody still could have had a camcorder and you with like a 8mm and.
I mean, there's no documentation of that. There is documentation if you've ever seen the Release of the Bats DVD. You know about that?
No.
That the first time we ever went to Japan was with Fall Out Boy, and there's this DVD that Fall Out Boy put out called Release the Bats.
Okay.
And I have my own like 3 or 4 minute long section of Pete Wentz following me around with a video camera because we drank sake,
okay,
which is
Japan drink or.
Yeah, it's like a Japanese vodka kind of drink, and it didn't taste that bad, and we were drinking it out of bowls, and I didn't realize how hard it was going to hit me, and then when it hit me real hard, and we had one of those karaoke rooms, and just a lot of bad stuff. Him filming like from me puking like from between my legs, like in the bathroom, just really horrible. But then
wait, is that online anywhere?
I don't know if it's online. I have the DVD right here, but it's funny because, like, you know, obviously they became a real huge band, and tons of people saw that. For years, someone would talk to me about it, like, at every show. And the funniest thing I remember is that, you know, my buddy Tony Hartman, right?
Yeah, actually, I want him to appear on this here blog. Yeah.
Yeah, he texted me from their show in Cleveland, which was an outdoor, like, huge. So at that point, it was their biggest show ever. It was like 22,000 people were at the show, and I guess between the bands on a giant screen, they were showing that DVD. And I got a text from Tony that said, "You're throwing up in front of 22,000 people right now on this screen." So yeah, I guess that's
pretty insane.
Sort of weird, bad drinking experience, but I don't know.
I guess
that's cool.
That was a pretty good answer.
It's gonna hurt me for running for president, though.
Yeah. Oh my God. There would be no way. There would be no way for me. There's too much. Like, actually, there's footage of me out there. It was at a show. It was at a basement show we were playing, and they're like, "Oh, do a beer bong in the middle of the song or something," and they put the bong. And I'm like, "Okay, I'll do it." And there's 30 people there watching, and so one person pours a beer in, and then all of a sudden you see like 5 hands come and all pour like different types of beer into the bong, and then like I had to take the whole thing, and it was just disgusting. It was like a combination of like other people's warm beer, and it was horrible experience.
You could still run for president. You'll be all right.
Yeah, but that video exists out there. I'm not going to tell anybody how to get to it. It's nothing I post. I can't do anything about it because somebody else posted it. So, yeah. All right. Well, hey, that's all I got, Chris. And I think this has been a tremendously successful interview.
Yeah, man.
And
thanks for having me on your blog,
now,
Ritter.com.
Before we sign off here, I think I can get you to do this again because I got you to do it in 2005 when I interviewed you for a podcast that never saw the light of day, because in 2005 it was like a 20-minute audio file, and I don't know if I was just too cheap to pay for some space to host it, but it was really hard to upload that big of a file, and I tried to get the podcast on like iTunes, and it would cut off after like 8 minutes or something, so I just gave up. But if I stuck with it, I would have been like the first podcaster ever, because this is like 2000. Anyway, so I interviewed you, and the question was, what is your favorite TV show theme song of all time? And you answered Perfect Strangers.
Oh, yeah.
And we actually sang the theme together, and I was wondering if we could close this
Absolutely.
interview, we both can sing the Perfect Strangers theme song. Ready?
Yep.
You start, I'll join in.
Sometimes the world looks
Perfect. Nothing can be arranged. Sometimes you just get a feeling like you need some kind of change.
No matter what the odds are
This time, nothing's gonna stand in our way.
From pain in my heart, from a
long lost friend. 'Cause every light street is dark at the end. Standing tall on the wings of my dreams. Rise and fall on the wings of my dreams. The rain and thunder, the wind and haze, I'm bound for better days. It's my life, my dream. Nothing's gonna stop us now. Dun, 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 dun. Yes, that was probably horribly delayed.
Yeah, I think
we might need to edit that one out, but
I might have messed up the lyrics a little bit too. But
there's one line I don't know, and that's the one that you kicked over to me.
yeah, sorry about that.
That's all right. All right, we'll cut that probably before, but cool. All right. Well, thanks so much, and you will be the first to know when it's online.
Yes.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Later, Joey.
All right,
Thanks.
later. Bye.